everyone, I'm Winx Doll.
And I'm Adrienne Dilly.
And this is Marshmallow Mimosa.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, we've got a good episode today because the main topics for today are super nerdery.
Basically just nerdery.
Just nerdery. Like, we're not even talking about
So hopefully
projects.
you're here for that too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some awesome
Something
video.
close to our heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games.
Video games.
Yeah, spoiler. But first, as always, it's time for what we've been up to.
Am I first?
Sure, yes.
Oh, okay. I wanted to talk about a book that Winx sent out in a Book Bath box like 2 or 3 boxes ago. It must have been.
Yeah, it was like coming up on 4, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He sent out this book, An Asteroid Made of Dragons, and by G. Derek Adams.
Yes.
And I finally picked it up and started reading it, and it's really good.
Yes. No, I loved that book. I mean, obviously, I enjoyed it because I put it in the box, but
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it feels like what you like. I can see it very clearly why you like it because it feels very like D&D and like like kind of like I could see these characters being role played by a person, kind of like
Totally.
And, like, there's like very
Well, and so I actually became friends with G. Derek Adams. Before I even decided to use the book, I was thinking about using the book in the box. And I just read it, and I mentioned reading it and did sort of like a mini review of it in one of my YouTube videos. And he saw it and he got really excited because it was the first time he'd ever seen someone on BookTube talking about Asteroid Made of Dragons.
He's a fan of BookTube.
Yeah. So he commented and he was like, "Oh, this is so exciting." And then obviously he's freaking out because somebody is talking about his book, and I'm freaking out because the author of a book I really like is commenting on my video.
Yeah.
So we're just like mutually freaking out. And then I was like, "Okay, I really want to friend him on like social media, so I'm just gonna do it." So I like followed him on Twitter.
Yeah.
He followed me back. We started like back and forth, and we just kind of became friends. So I ended up sending him a message and telling him that I was thinking about using his book for one of the boxes. And he was super excited about that. So he actually was just a huge help with actually putting it together. And some of the stuff that I sent in that box was swag for the book.
Yeah, the hat. Which
There
I
was
see
the
over
hat,
there, and
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah.
And the little pin. So that was all courtesy of him. Yes.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when we have a chunk of listeners, maybe he could even come on, like Skype Skype.
That would be
discussion.
awesome.
It sounds like he's excitable and wants to do that kind of thing. So.
He actually does podcasting, I think.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Nice. Do
Yeah.
you know what his podcast is?
I would have to look it up.
Okay.
But I know he's tweeted about it. It's been one of those things that I haven't actually listened to it yet, sadly, but it's been on my list.
There's a lot of podcasts, a lot of books. That's why it took me, how long has that been? Like a year or more to finally read the book.
I mean, it's almost a year, but
It's so hard.
no, I totally feel that feel. Like it takes a long time to get all the things done. But
Just got to be in the mood.
exactly, that's also like your headspace makes a huge impact on what you actually can enjoy in that moment.
I think I've been reading a lot of books that have a little bit of like kind of a melancholy or depressing tone to them. Like I really like The Genie and the Golem, but there's like kind of a thread of kind of sadness through it. And I was just kind of like, I just need a book with like the undertone of kind of joy to it.
Yeah, this one, it's very happy. It's very fun.
Yeah. Even though like Linus is like really like so far he's been a really good like villain. Kinda creepy.
He's kind of a creepy villain.
That's good.
The one thing I was going to say is that when I was talking to the author about the book in general, he was saying how he always kind of imagined it as an anime.
Oh, nice.
And I love that.
I can. Oh my gosh.
Can't
What's
you
her
see
name?
it?
What's the witch's name?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Rhyme and
Rhyme, yeah.
Well, oh yeah, it's Rhyme and I forget the Noah or something.
Yeah, Rhyme and Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's totally an anime character.
Love Rhyme. I also feel like I kind of connect Rhyme with Mosa. Like she's good in her heart, but she's also kind of just like got an attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
And she'll just like go like nuts on you.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I really, really enjoy that. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad that you're enjoying it.
Yes. No, what are you into?
Okay. So I have actually been into a lot of things lately. I'm making up for lost time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's been a while since I've had something reasonable to talk about here. So, for one, I'm actually reading, which is fantastic.
Woo!
Yay!
Yay! Welcome back.
Thank you. I've been in such a reading slump. So I just finished the 5th book in the Dristwarden series, which is actually the 2nd book of the 2nd trilogy. And I really enjoyed it. I'm hopefully going to be starting on the final book in that trilogy soon. I've also started reading a book which might be a future Book Bath Box pick, so I'm being kind of secrety about it, but it is secrets, all the secrets.
I like the secrety.
Yes. I said adulting to my boss the other day, and she thought it was hysterical. Like, she'd never heard the term adulting before, and she was like, "You're turning it into a verb."
Lots of people are.
I was just
I guess it's those millennials, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Those quirky millennials.
It was fun. But yeah, so the book, I won't say who it's by or what.
Whoa,
the title or whatever.
Gotcha. Yep.
But it's a sci-fi book. It's got time traveling space adventure with cool aliens. Yeah.
I always approve of that.
It's so far a good combination of things. So I'm very excited to see how that goes.
I was really excited when you read A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet.
Oh, so good.
Have you read Close and Common Orbit?
I have the book. I haven't read it yet.
So good. You can literally not talk about it at all without ruining it.
Yeah.
So good.
I am really excited, though. I think that was one that I was going to read with Jess at some point.
You should. Oh my gosh, I love the characters. And
right?
and it's just,
No, I cried so many times, for various emotions. I was happy, I was sad, I was scared, I was relieved.
Yeah.
I was just going through.
Yeah, I don't know if I've connected with characters as hard as in that book in a long time.
And I connected with so many.
Yeah. What was the lizard? She was the best. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time with names today.
I always have a hard time with names.
Does it start with an S?
I don't remember.
For some reason I want to say Sissix, but
that sounds right.
Is that right?
Or is it might be another character in that, but whatever.
Yeah, we know who we're talking about.
We know who we're talking about.
Awesome, pilot lizard person.
Yeah, and I loved the culture she came from.
Yeah, where
and
they're just polyamorous and super touchy-feely.
Yeah, and I like how the children are all well, you're not really human until you're not really an adult, not human. You're not really an adult until you actually have grown up to a certain point. Otherwise, you're just kind of
you're kind of a non-being.
Yeah, I was
you actually reach a certain age. No, yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
The second book is not the same group of people, but it is just as good as, I think you in particular will really like it for a reason that I'm not going to talk about.
I'm intrigued. Well played. So on top of that, I went through a major marathon of watching Ghost Adventures.
Never heard of it.
It's basically Ghost Hunters, but it's just another series of people going and investigating.
Taking photos of dust and being what? There's an orb in here. And
the whole time, as soon as they walk into a building, they're just
it feels colder.
They're what was that? What was that noise? Yeah. Did you hear that? There was a choom. But at the same time, I have to admit, I get totally into it.
Oh, they really play it up, so you creep out.
I get so in the the
if I was
music,
there,
and you the suspense, and it's and then the and I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going on, Adrienne. There could be ghosts out there. And some of the stuff that was coming up in some of those investigations was super creepy.
I want to bring on my friend April, and I think she listens every once in a while to talk about she has some excellent ghost stories. I mean,
yes. Yeah, we were going to do a ghost episode at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a spooky episode.
Oh, all of October.
All of October, yeah. So
spooky October.
So, and actually, okay, tangent. So I was...
Tangent.
All the tangents. I want a t-shirt that just says tangent. It's my life. Yeah. So I stayed up stupidly late watching Ghost Adventures. And I don't know, it was 3 a.m. and I really needed to go to bed. right? And I'd been watching it, and I was feeling a little bit creeped out just because, live by myself. It's nighttime and watching like spooky stuff all day. And I went to, I was like, oh, I should go to the bathroom before I go to bed. So I walk in the bathroom, turn on the light, and apparently at just that moment, my light bulb decided it was like, its time was up. Awesome. And so there's this like crack and like a little like spark. When I just flipped the switch, I almost peed myself.
Yeah.
And then I stayed awake for like another hour because my adrenaline was just like rushing through my body. Yeah, it was amazing. But because, so I've officially hit that time of year where I'm really craving Halloween because it's
the best.
It's the best, honestly. And it's so close. So then I started watching the ghost stuff, and between all of this, I was talking with Jess, my girlfriend, and we decided that, for one, we wanted to have one date like this. Then we decided that, no, we should actually do this at least once per season. Mm-hmm. We're going to have Spooky Pretend It's Halloween date night.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and actually tonight is the night. Yeah. So
what are the plans? Yeah.
So for tonight, we're gonna make something with pumpkin spice / pumpkin. So we're thinking about doing a pumpkin spice curry.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
What's the pumpkin curry? There's one that's pumpkin based, but I can't remember what it's called. Anyway,
I think it's just called pumpkin curry.
Whatever. I don't know. Winx.
That's all. I don't know food terms or curry terms. I don't know. All I know is that this is something that miraculously works for both of our like dietary restrictions and food allergens and stuff. So we're going to make this, and it's going to be awesome. We also are going to watch a scary movie that is yet to be determined, but it's actually probably going to be... Did you find the answer?
No, I'm looking for it.
Okay, you just nodded, and I thought maybe. Okay, never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. Anyway, so we're going to...
Musselman curry.
I've never heard that term before.
Oh, really? Is it like... I think it's like Thai food. Cole and I get it all the time.
Okay, I'm not really familiar with a lot of like specific names of Thai dishes.
Okay, yeah. Cole and I get Thai food like 3 times a week.
So that's fair. It's one of those things that it's a kind of food that I have avoided because I don't know the main foods that are used in it. So I've always been a little bit like, I don't want to have to go up and be like, hi, person who like doesn't care and is just working here part-time. Can you tell me all the ingredients in this? Yeah. And then there's a lot of like things that I can't eat for sure with like noodles and whatever. So I just avoid it.
Sorry, go on. Scary movie.
So we're going to watch a scary movie. Probably going to be ghost related because
totally.
We're both into that sort of paranormal scary.
I have an excellent Halloween themed movie that you should watch sometime, and another one.
Okay.
If you haven't seen it, it's called Trick or Treat, like Trick or Treat.
Okay.
And it's like a anthology movie, but it's all the same director. So anthology is like different little silhouettes of stories.
Okay.
And it's so good. I really highly recommend it.
I'm putting it on the list.
Yeah, Cole and I usually watch it every year on Halloween, in October.
Perfect. All right. Well, maybe that will be for our next one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I'm very excited. And I have several Halloween / sort of spooky themed dresses. So I'm going to like full out like Halloween / goth glam it up. Mm-hmm. I even have some new like dark gray Kat Von D lipstick.
Nice.
Totally going to bust that out because I'm pretty excited. I also have a Kat Von D sparkly black lipstick, which I might use instead. Haven't decided. We'll see what my heart says when I'm getting ready.
Yeah, Cole and I have been. We made these really sweet masks a few years ago, and we were talking about making some more recently.
Yeah,
like Cole wants to make them or like demon mask or something.
That would be fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. We do want to. In October, we're actually going to do a date night with like pumpkin carving. Mm-hmm. But we're not as like good at creating physical pieces of art as you and Cole are, so I think that's probably like the extent of our crafting, but I'm very excited about it. The other two things that I've been into, like I said, I've been into a lot lately. So for one, I'm getting back into Bookstagram, which I'm very, pleased with. I used to Bookstagram constantly.
Can you explain what that means?
Yes, that's a good thing to do. So Bookstagram is bookish Instagram, which is essentially like just posting pictures on Instagram of books. But honestly, there's an art to it. You know, it's fun to...
Oh, yeah, I've seen a few years recently. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I posted actually some of those new Kat Von D lipsticks I was talking about. She made 2 of them that are actually literary. One of them is called Plath, and one of them is called Wolf with 2 O's. So Sylvia Plath and Virginia Woolf. And so I took pictures with...
Question.
Yes.
I feel like I am bookish. I just didn't realize it really until you realize. I was like, oh, there's this whole, like, I read books constantly.
Yeah.
Although I do a lot of Kindle. But can I just, like, post some stuff that's like that?
Yeah.
Although most of my things are, like, comic books. I have a lot of physical comic books and not as many.
Comic books are books.
That's true. I'll have to think about some good stuff to post.
I just use hashtag Bookstagram.
All right, I'll do it.
And then it's good. I will send you... If you look at any of my Instagram pictures that involve a book, there are, I counted, 22 book-related tags that I use.
Wow.
And you, like, just put some of those on there. You're into Bookstagram. Done.
Right.
Done.
I was, sorry. No, I'm like...
Go for it.
I've been like recently starting to actually use the highlight feature in Kindle because I like find like a good quote or something. And I would wanting to do some like custom lettering stuff on a few, like that book I just finished that was called Deathless. That was a Russian folklore book.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I felt about it at the end of it. I think I just don't really connect well with her writing, and I think it's a very specific kind of writing.
That's fair.
But I like enjoyed the weirdness of it, so it was kind of like I did enjoy it, but didn't enjoy it in some ways. So I don't know, whatever. But there was like some really good, like solid, like quotes. Was that like a?
Sorry, yeah, I don't know if it's
a cat or a door.
I think it's either my neighbors or people working outside. But
okay. For some reason, I thought.
Yeah. People are working outside, apparently. Okay. It's a great time to...
It almost sounded like a door knock. That's what freaked me out. But I, like, pulled out some quotes from that. I was thinking about, like, doing some, like, custom lettering. But I'll have to see if that, like, fits into it. Like, book quote stuff.
Yeah. No, that 100% does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really anything. It's anything related to books that you're posting on Instagram.
All right. That's easy. I want to do more of that.
Yeah, do that one time.
On that animation I made.
Yeah. Do it one time and you're immediately a Bookstagrammer.
I can be a Bookstagrammer?
You can be a Bookstagrammer. I believe in you. But yeah, I don't know. I find it really fun. And, you know, you can get all your cute little random knickknacks and stuff and set up a little cute display and like arrange it however you want. I find it really, really fun. And there are always monthly like challenges that people make.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to do one. I decided I'm going to do one for August. I used to do them pretty often, and
just like swallowed really weird. Like with bubbles somehow.
I saw the face of something's happening. I used to do these Instagram like monthly photo challenges pretty often. In fact, one month, I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to try and do 3 of them at the same time, which is basically every day there's a different prompt. So you post.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I've been meaning to do one of those. I just never have enough time.
Yeah. But so I'm gonna try and do one for August, I think. And the one that I picked out is actually based on Game of Thrones.
Oh,
because I think it's like the Game of Thrones anniversary or something.
Uh-huh.
And
the new season just started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this one, I believe it's Celine Reads on Instagram. And no. Okay, Celine Reads is another one that does monthly challenges, but this one was by Commas and Ampersands. And I also really enjoy her challenges. So, and I like them because they are thematic, but they're also vague enough that you can do so many different things with it. Yeah. You aren't like, there aren't going to be a ton of them where you just can't do it.
Can you explain what one of them would look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes it's like the letter R.
Okay.
Then you can use books that the title starts with R, books where the author name starts with R. You can spell out a letter R with books.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you could do all kinds of stuff. Sometimes it's the color. Sometimes it's like a summer book or, you know, things like that.
Okay.
And yeah, it's pretty fun. So I'm gonna try doing that. The last item, because I have so many things to talk about. I know. The last thing is that I recently discovered a new music genre that I'm obsessed with. It's called electro swing.
Yes, I've heard this before.
Swing music, but electronic. I'm dying. It's so fun. It's just so fun. And also, I have to say, I know, so because I do YouTube on my own, whenever we post the YouTube version of these podcast episodes, I'm usually the one that just goes on and puts them up there. But sometimes I forget to switch back to my normal account. So our history is right now full of electro swing playlists and the Adventure Zone animations.
So why don't you look this up?
Yeah, no, it's great. So
oh, do you know, I just realized
what?
We should talk about the giveaway.
Yes.
Unless are you done though?
I am done.
Okay.
That was the last thing.
Okay. It sounded like you were done, so I was like, oh shit.
Okay, so before we get into our main topic, let's talk about the giveaway.
Yeah.
The giveaway is awesome. We are going to be giving away 2 of the summer book bath boxes, which are both Winx and Ink themed, which is the name of my YouTube channel. So it kind of is just celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the box starting and all of the things that went into it. I'm really excited about this box. I feel like this one was a lot more personal just because of the theme. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And you can, if you somehow missed out, I'm going to start that sentence over. If you missed out on the summer box and you're feeling kind of sad about that, cheer up, because you now have a chance to get your hands on 1, possibly 2, if you're the luckiest human in the world, because we're going to do 2 giveaways. You can enter through either leaving us an iTunes review. We're trying to get a little bit more visibility on iTunes. So if you leave us a review, then also send us an email at marshmallowmimosa@gmail.com to let us know that, hey, this is me and this is my username. You can also enter for the other box by becoming a patron on Patreon. And we're really excited about that too, because our Patreon account is very new. And it's now going to have some cute little videos because we just did those before recording this.
And I think that's patreon.com/marshmallow-and-mimosa.
Yeah, we'll have some links in the descriptions and stuff, so you can check that out. And you can become a patron for as little as $1 per month. And on top of being entered into the giveaway, you'll also get some really cool stuff and access to cool patron-exclusive content, polls, all the things. And there's future rewards that we're building towards, so get excited.
Get excited.
Yeah. All right. So with that covered, let's get on to the main topic. Wow. As Adrienne just throws her phone into the microphone. Let's move on to the main topic of video games.
Yep.
We
have to split this into multiple parts because we realized how we're like, oh, should we do a video game one, topic? And we're like, yeah. Do you think we're ready for that? And I literally walked over to my notes in my phone and I wrote down 15 games I wanted to talk about and all these other topics. And I'm like, yep. And we sat down and I was like, this is definitely going to be multiple part.
We have lots of feelings and love for video games and lots of games that we've played. So we had to come up with a game plan on how to make this not a 3-hour podcast episode.
My sister go, game plan. Da-dum-dum-shh. Yeah.
You just stole my pun. I made that pun earlier.
No, I know that you did. And that's why I was like, did you want me to laugh at that? Because I'm going to... That's why I did a little... Yeah,
okay, sorry.
Never mind.
I thought you were just stealing it.
No, I wasn't.
Now I feel like a jerk.
You're always a jerk.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so we decided to break this giant, ridiculous topic down into some more manageable chunks. So for this particular episode, we're first going to talk about early games, so what we were into in our Wii days.
I'm curious what is going to overlap for us.
I am too, actually.
Yeah. Stop looking at my notes.
Yeah, I know. I'm just really impressed by how many notes you have.
They're a real mess.
I have like a little Post-it, basically.
Well, this is all parts of it, though, not just part one.
That's fair. So we're going to talk about what were the games that we kind of experienced in our more impressionable days of youth. And then we're going to talk about what games we are into right this second. And if you are interested in this in later episodes, we'd like to delve more into detail about some of our favorite games.
And hopefully we'll make I'm hoping we'll get ourselves together enough to make show notes with links to all these games.
Yeah, that
I don't know about the old ones, but like the new ones at least.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start first with some of your early games?
Sure. I think these will probably overlap, but Super Nintendo was like the first one I really remember playing a lot. Did you have a Super Nintendo?
I did have a Super Nintendo.
And mine has like a slight tangent story attached to it. So I thought I'd talk about that because it's kind of weird. It's kind of like, it just like attached to my memory very closely. But we had a Super Nintendo when I was under 5. And I played a lot with my brother and sister. I don't remember playing a lot when I was that young, but our house got broken into then. And we like came home and like the door was ajar and it was really scary.
Oh.
And they had stolen, I literally don't know if they stole anything else, but the only thing I cared about that they stole was they stole our Super Nintendo. And I was really upset about it.
Bastards.
But man, it was really creepy because they like, they, at some point when they were robbing us, one of them like cut themselves and there was all this blood in the middle of like the floor on like the entryway. And we had to like clean it up and all this stuff. I think they like got they didn't do a full steal of all the valuables because something happened. But like for like years, I would like step over the spot that was like.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But that's like a really strong association with Super Nintendo.
Wow. That's hardcore.
We never got another one though, and that was really upsetting too. We got a Sega Genesis after that. But I remember playing lots and lots of Mario with my cousins and stuff on a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. What games did you play on that one?
Well, so we actually had an Atari.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Back it up a little bit.
Yeah, we had an Atari and we had original Nintendo. And we had a lot of consoles. My brother my brother is 5 years older than me, and so he for like his Christmas presents were often the latest console, and then I benefited from this because I got to play on them too. So we did play a lot on those kinds of games, and I remember playing like original Zelda a lot.
I've never played Zelda or
so
any
good.
of the Zeldas.
It's so good.
I played a lot of like games obviously inspired by Zelda, but I just never went back and actually played it.
I mean, that's fair. I had a lot of fun playing that.
I know. Lots of.
But actually, I enjoy console gaming, and I do have fond memories of early days of playing like Mario and Zelda and Sonic, all that stuff.
Yep.
But I am more of a PC gamer.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to bring up computers a little bit too, for sure.
Yeah. So like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to like hijack. Throw it back to you because that's the end of my Super Nintendo.
I'm not the lead of this. It's your turn now. So talk about computers, and I'll tell you about my experience with them.
Okay. So we got a computer when I was about 5.
Yeah, same here.
I think 5 or 6. Yeah. Again, it was my brother's birthday present. So
you just get all of the benefits, and then you get like your own presents too.
I know, it was great. So
you're the youngest, right?
Yeah.
Same here. You just get all the.
It was perfect. Yeah. So like it was
best.
It was technically his computer was set up in his room, whatever, but I could go in and play games when he would like allow me to be in his room.
Yeah.
Which luckily he generally did. I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember playing Doom a lot with him. Mm-hmm. And
I know my brother played that one. I didn't.
I mean, it was fun. Like, I remember it was very scary. It's the kind of game that now would make me so motion sick. Maybe not like the original one because it's so, like, the graphics are so old. But anyway, but I have a slightly tangential story about Doom.
Is it as good as my...
I mean,
I'm just joking.
like, there wasn't...
Tell me.
Well,
There's not blood involved.
There is blood involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Do
Okay.
it.
Apparently, all of our... Wow. Maybe video games do lead to violence. So we played Doom a lot. This was like our main game when we first got the computer. And we decided to bring it into real life. So my family has a pool in the backyard. And I remember this one day, my brother had his friend Dustin over. And so we're all out in the backyard and we're in the pool. And I had asked if I could, like hang out and play. And they were like, yeah, but we're going to play Doom. So I was like, okay. So I'm the person walking down the hallways with, with like, so if you're not familiar with Doom, it's like basically a first person shooter. You're walking down these hallways and there's all these like demon monsters jumping out at you.
Yeah, you should look up a video of that if you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. So I'm walking down and I've got my hands held out like a pretend handgun, and I'm just like swimming, walking, and my brother and Dustin are like both under the water, kind of like circling me like sharks so they can jump out. So Dustin jumps out at me and I'm trying to move away, but we're in a pool, so it's motion is hard. I'm also not very coordinated, so I sort of trip over myself and fall directly forward. Dustin's chin hits me right under my eye.
Yeah.
And like I remember they were just looking at me just aghast. And they were like,
okay.
They were like, you should go inside. Do you want to go inside?
Oh,
I was like,
no.
No, let's keep playing. Let's keep playing.
No.
And I think I was just in shock. Like, I wasn't feeling the pain.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And then my brother's like, no, you need to go inside right now.
You need to go find mom this instant.
Yeah. Like, my eye is just bleeding.
Oh.
I've only had a black eye once in my life.
Yeah.
And it's from playing the video game Doom.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's my story. And the best part of it is, okay. I hate sports, right? My mom encouraged us to do active things.
Sure.
And, it's reasonable, but I'm not...
It sounds similar to my...
Yeah. Like, whatever. I get it, but also I hated it.
Yes.
And so she would have me play whatever, like T-ball kind of things. But I hated it. But I got to get out of T-ball because I had a black eye.
Nice.
So I didn't have to go, and I was really pleased.
Yeah. My mom at least let me do, like, individual sports. Like, let's do karate, or let's do, like, dance, or something that I don't need to do team sports with. So that was nice.
I also did the, like, dance and stuff. I just don't.
No, I'm not into it. I didn't want to do any team sports.
Yeah. I hate baseball in general.
Yeah.
So that was the worst one. But anyway, so I got my my first black eye playing Doom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I for games I wrote down for computer. It's funny because I don't know if you ever played Minesweeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Played hours of Minesweeper, but I actually just got an app that is the original Minesweeper on my phone.
I have that.
You do? Yeah, because I was just like, I'm craving it. It's just like, it's like playing Sudoku or something, or it's just like, it's kind of mindlessly,
yeah, like, where's the bomb at, or where's the mine at,
Yeah, and it's like, it's totally unintelligible unless you know how to play it, and then you're like, oh, yeah, and then, but...
Yeah, then you just fall into your system.
Yeah.
You get in the zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cole just is like, ugh. He sees me with that open. Anyway.
I love that.
Also, did you play Math Blasters?
Not really.
I was a humongous fan of Math Blasters. Even I'm terrible at math, but I played that game.
Oh man.
10 times probably, man. I apparently, like, I remember having some even like 5.5-inch floppies of like Ben and Jerry games and stuff, but I had like no memory of those because it was so long ago.
Yeah, I didn't even write this down, but the games that we got that were more for me, Always like Mavis Beacon teaches typing.
Thanks.
I mean, but I did learn, like, I remember my grandma taking me aside one day and telling me that when she dies, she wants me to be able to say that my Nana taught me how to type.
Okay.
And like, I got an award in grade school for being the fastest typist in my class, and she was so proud.
Oh.
She used to like print off the Gettysburg Address and have me type it out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So...
yeah,
Thank you, Nana.
I never did the Mavis Beacon one, but I did like another random one. But it was like at school, and we all had to like be in the room in the computer room typing. Yeah,
no, we did it for fun.
I'm sure it's helped you.
Yeah,
it took me a while to like actually as an adult to learn how to like type fast. So, yeah. Did you want to go to your next one? You want me to go? I was going to talk about PlayStation. So
yeah, go for that. Go for that.
Yeah, the first PlayStation was my jam, and that was a solid machine. I, like, got it back, like, 5 years ago, and it was still, like, running order. First one we ever got when I was, whatever, 7 or 8, something like that. It's the solid machines.
Man, when did PlayStation first come out?
I don't know. Google's here for that, though.
Yeah, let's Google that.
Let's Google that.
I need some points of reference.
PlayStation 1. It's going to take me forever to find this. Discontinued 2005. December 1994. Oh, wait, in Japan, and then 95 in North America.
Okay.
That sounds right. That's crazy. That was so long ago.
I know, right?
But yeah, playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot was the first one there.
Nice.
Yeah, and then all those platform games, Spyro the Dragon, and then up to like Ratchet and Clank, which might be more like PS4. 2. Oh. They just remade.
It's like I'm
Ratchet
pretty sure.
No, I just played a redone version of Ratchet and Clank. They just released it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's why I said that. But
pretty sure that predates the PS4.
Yeah, but I played every single platformer game.
Oh man!
Back when Blockbuster was around and you could rent games from there.
Oh yeah,
man.
See, we didn't have a PS1. I ended up buying a PS2 for myself. But the first console I ever bought for myself that wasn't just like my brother got and then I got to play was a GameCube, Nintendo GameCube. And I got it, and I specifically got it because of Animal Crossing.
I've never played it. I've always wanted to, but I'm not going to buy a specific console for it. That's the problem.
No, I 100% bought. I've also bought my Wii for Animal Crossing City Living.
Yeah, I don't use it. If they had that on Steam, I'd be all over it, but I'm not gonna, like, I'd have to buy, like, what are the 3DS, they don't make 3DSs anymore, but I'd have to, like, buy I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, that's fair. I think I just want to, like, admit to this. I think I just mixed up Sims and Animal Crossing, and that, what is it? Is it City Living? Because I think City Living is also in The Sims. What was the,
we should have done more research.
We should have done more research.
Yeah, but I had to, like, I had lots of Game Boys and then Game Boy Advanced versions of that. And
City Folk.
That's
Animal Crossing.
I had to, like, take my Game Boy Advanced away from myself because I was spending too much time with it.
I mean, that's fair.
It's just, like, portable, too. It's just dangerous.
No, Animal Crossing, when I got that GameCube and I just started Animal Crossing, it took over my life. I had a binder that I'd printed out all of the different, like, fish you could catch and what season they were in and, like, the different...
This is before there was a wiki to go to.
Yeah, we had to, like, go and, like, actually search through the depths of, like, forums or something.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, Stardew Valley, I was on that forum constantly. Like, that's a newer game, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Man.
No, it was great. So I had this giant binder so I could go and make sure I was, like, knew which fish I needed to catch and what, like, when it was raining, I should go to this, like, ocean because that's where I caught the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This does sound similar to Stardew Valley then.
Yeah, it's actually there's a lot of Animal Crossing, like, traits and features in Stardew Valley, which is partly why I love Stardew Valley. You would actually, for sure, love Animal Crossing. But it
dangerous.
It would take up your life.
I was just looking before this, and I've played 106 hours of Stardew Valley.
The one thing...
Over, like, 2 years, but that's still a lot.
I will say, the one thing that's nice about Animal Crossing, and then I'll move on from Animal Crossing so this doesn't become an Animal Crossing podcast.
Animal Crossing hour.
Yeah. The one thing that is nice about it is that the way it's set up, you are supposed to only play a little bit each day. Sort of. So it's like... it plays in real time. So if it's like 6 a.m. here, it's 6 a.m. in the game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Or well, wait. I think I'm getting that wrong. I think it might be real time. Man, it's been a while since I played. But time actually...
Didn't they just come out with a new one like last year?
There is like a DS one, I think.
Whatever.
Yeah. Or no, I think that they came up with one for I think it was for the Wii U, but it's like a puzzle game. And I was kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. But to, like, in order to actually sit down and marathon play Animal Crossing, you have to do time travel. So, like, you can go in, like, we would totally do this, where you would play, you would get to the end of your day, and you would want to, like, you'd be done with things and you want to go to the next day, instead of just, like, going to bed and, like, being done, we would go in and, like, you can go to the settings, you can change the date and the time.
Oh, man.
So we would just fast forward it to actually be the next day.
Yeah.
When it, obviously wasn't. But the results of that is that weeds start growing in your town. So, like, if you time travel too much, all of a sudden your town is just run rampant with weeds. Like, everyone's getting really disgruntled about it. So it does help you kind of, like, minimize how much you play in a day.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like, us and just... me and my friends would just time travel. We didn't care.
Yep.
Anyway. So, yeah, that was my console. And then I didn't get the PS1, but I got the PS2. And that was mostly for DDR. Dance Dance Revolution.
Really? Okay.
I was so into DDR.
That's funny.
I actually had a shirt that said I, like, just letter I, DDR 247. I made that shirt myself.
Do you have a picture of that?
I don't know. I might. But, like, I used to get these, like, iron that you could buy them at Walmart. It was like a pack of 10 or 5 or something sheets that you could print on.
Oh yeah, I did that.
And then you could iron it onto a t-shirt. And I would buy these little boys t-shirts that would cost like $2 at Walmart. So I would just get a ton of those, and I'd get a few packs of the printer things, and I would make my own shirts. So I did this like IDDR 247. And I was very pleased with it. And I would literally come home from school and just go down to the basement at my parents' house and play DDR for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the iron-on thing, but it was like band t-shirts I couldn't get when I was in high school. I got some Bright Eyes and some Violent Femmes. And
I did actually make a Death Cab for Cutie shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one cool teacher thought I was really neat with my Violent Femmes t-shirt. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Meanwhile, my moment of feeling super cool was when I went to Six Flags St. Louis one day, and while my friend was going to the bathroom by the arcades, I was playing on the DDR machine, and when I finished, this little, like, family clapped for me. I was just like, yes, I'm a superstar.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
I have a question about a PC game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play SimCity or, like, Sim any of those?
Yes.
As a Sims expert, Is that related? Does that turn into Sims, or are those unrelated games?
No, it turned into Sims.
Okay.
It was inspired. Okay, so you know what?
Sims historian, please tell us.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that we should make the next episode of Marshmallow Mimosa be one that we've talked about before, where we tell each other about one of our favorite short stories.
Right.
Yes, because one of my favorite short stories is about this awesome sci-fi thing, but it was the inspiration for SimCity, which led to The Sims. So,
I played a lot of SimCity and stuff.
Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
And then people can get excited to learn some true Sims history.
Whoa.
Yeah. I wrote a paper about this in my human-computer interactions course. Fun fact, I did a minor in cognitive studies.
We can talk about my feelings on The Sims, that one too.
Okay.
I have feelings that you do not agree with.
That's true. Okay, because, actually Sims is on my list too, so for talking about... Anyway, they are related. SimCity grew into the Sims that we know today.
Okay, because I was like, it must have been. Wait, it's possible it wasn't. So yeah, but I have an expert in front of me, so I just ask. You know.
I will say, I'm like a semi-expert. It's like I have a master's in it. But if you want to talk to
Not
a
a
true
PhD,
if you want to talk to a PhD, you should talk to Jess.
Okay.
Like, she has an intense Sims knowledge. She has a full-out spreadsheet.
Whoa.
For her Sims world and all the people and all the relationships and stuff.
Holy crap.
It's amazing. Like, it makes me so proud to be her girlfriend. Yeah, it's fantastic. But yeah, it's great. If we're moving back to the world of PC stuff, I was going to say,
we'll have to just at some point decide that we're going to start talking about newer games.
Well,
because I'm like, ooh, and I keep on coming up with things as we're talking.
I'm going chronologically, so I'm inching my way. At this point in time,
I kind of like went through my list, and now I'm just going like, oh, right, and this thing and that thing, and
okay. See, so. I'm in like middle school now.
Okay. My brain doesn't work that well in that kind of timeline thing, so
okay.
I like memories emerge as I'm thinking about them.
No, I'm going full Like, I basically map out my life by what I was playing at that time.
I have that, but then I'm like, oh yeah, and that game and this game, like it's not.
I mean, that's fair. I'm getting a little bit of that too while we're going along. But this one was very important to me because when I was in middle school, I think just the end of middle school, tail end of middle school, is when I started playing EverQuest 2. It was when we finally had, like, actually, you know, I think we had dial-up, but it was like we finally had a computer that could handle playing an MMO. Our internet wasn't as good at it, but the world of MMOs wasn't quite as saturated as it is now. So it was still dial-up. It still crashed pretty often. But it was my very first MMO, and that was where I played EverQuest 2, and I was a halfling cleric.
Do you want me to tell you something right now?
Yes.
I've never played an MMO.
We should fix that at some point. Actually, no, we shouldn't fix that at some point. There's nothing wrong with the way that you play.
I like playing playing games is like meditation, and I don't like other people in my space, other than a game I'm going to talk about later. But that's a very, like, a different interaction, but...
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to other people when playing games. I like it being a solitary experience.
I feel like it's just like what you're saying with sports. Where you
that's true.
Didn't want to play the team sports. Also, I'm pretty sure that the microphone just picked up my stomach growling a second ago.
I'm really hungry too. It's going to happen to me.
Apologies to all of you marshmallows.
We're blasting through lunch right now.
God, marshmallows. I'm just like, nom, 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 nom. Okay, so EverQuest 2... I love MMOs, so let's just put that out there. MMOs are probably one of my favorite kinds of games, but I don't like to play with strangers. I like to play with friends, and
sure, yeah.
So I mean,
that's
it's
how
kind of
be.
It's kind of co-op, but I like being able to do MMO. Like MMOs, it's like co-op, but you can play from like wherever, which I guess some. Yeah, I'm not actually making a good analogy because now you can do that with like Steam and stuff. So, ignore me. But I like playing these like expansive worlds that you can just go around and like discover things, and there's like an economy and there's all this culture. It's really cool to me. And EverQuest 2 was my first time that I played. One of my friends that I played with had played EverQuest, like original EverQuest, and I used to hang out. He actually had DSL, which was amazing. It was like the first time that was ever a thing. And I would hang out over at his house, and like basically like his sister and I were friends. That whole family is like not really related to me, but we all grew up together. Like our parents went to high school together, so they're basically like siblings to me. And I would go over and hang out with the daughter, and then also end up hanging out with the son. And he played EverQuest, and so I got into it with that. And then I started playing. We all played together. It was lots of fun. And this is what like started my obsession with MMOs.
Yeah.
So that's my...
I have no comment on MMOs.
Okay. I feel like that was sort of the end of my early game periods, because at that point I'm entering high school, and I was
the only other thing when you were talking about watching your brother kind of play Doom and stuff. Well, you played it too, but I was just thinking back on. I have to bring up horror in some way, but Resident Evil, the first one.
Oh yeah.
Man, I couldn't play it myself because I'm way too terrified of playing horror games. But I watched my brother play it so much. There's this part where these like dogs jump through this window. It's like very famous, and that was like the scariest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Oh man, it's so good. That game's real scary though, man.
Yeah, Doom was pretty scary at the time. Mm-hmm. To me, I don't know. But I
no, games were really scary back then. Yeah, like it was just they look pathetic now. I was just thinking about all the people that are born like like after 96 or something. Like they've never even heard the sound of dial-up. It's so ingrained into me. It's like I could like repeat the noises, but it's like
right.
And I'm just like, it's so weird, No,
I remember
it makes me feel old,
I like okay, this is tangential and not video games related, but I remember the concept when I first heard the concept of taking a CD and being able to like rip it and have the files of the music, and then like Napster. And
oh my gosh, Napster.
I remember there was this one CD that my friend Sammy and I wanted to get. In fact, it was like a set. It was the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, which is like 8 discs or something like that. And we went and looked up what all of the tracks are on some like fan site, like Tripod, GeoCities, whatever. Wrote it all out on a piece of paper, and then took turns, because on like Napster you couldn't download an album. You could only search for individual songs, and it was on dial-up, so it was so slow. It would take like an hour per song or something sometimes.
More than that, yeah.
And
so many songs I downloaded from
and then
Napster.
sometimes like you got kicked off, or the other person,
or there'd be lots of like songs that only play for 30 seconds and then they're just garbage. So I end up like putting 5 in the queue, and then one of those would actually be okay.
Yeah. So
like, I'll be back in 3 hours.
We would like queue them up. Sammy and I, she spent the night, and we would take shifts sleeping so that you could like queue up the songs and keep them going, so that like in a week we could have all of the music that we wanted.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so crazy. So now you just literally go and like tap 2 things and it's already playing.
Yeah. Oh man.
Amazing.
I need
kids
more
these days.
Yeah, right?
They don't understand.
I didn't have enough nerdy friends growing up. I felt like I was very I watched a lot of like Star Trek and all this stuff that was nerdy, but like people would basically be like the nerds in school were all like, dudes, and they were very anti-woman in the group kind of a thing. So I just like didn't feel like I was allowed in that realm of being a nerd until I was like an adult, and then I had to be like, is it okay? But then people still attack women like that are even remotely attractive for being nerds or geeks still. So
yeah, no, that's true.
Which is just depressing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're clearly fake gamer girls over here with this video game episode.
Now I'm depressed.
Oh man. Well, let's cheer up, because basically the last things that I had for pre-current games is, we mentioned Sims. Sims has been an ongoing thing. I did play SimCity, but I especially got in, really starting with Sims 2. I don't know that I played Sims 1 as much, but...
What year did that come out? What one did you... I don't know. I'll look it up while you talk.
Yeah, look it up while I talk, because I don't even really remember. I feel like Sims... I want to say Sims 2 was...
I think the only Sims I've ever played has either been 2 or 3, and it was for like a few hours.
I mean, that's okay.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
You're gonna be so offended. And then Jess is like, I refuse to play D&D with her.
I mean, it's not that I'm not offended. We're all allowed to do our own things. I just don't understand it.
Like 2004. That sounds like high school.
That was Sims 2?
Yeah.
Okay. That kind of makes sense though. Like it was that was when I really got into, like, we played SimCity on the old computer that we had originally, and then I played a few games. I think I mostly played like console games for a while there.
Sims 1 looks really familiar. I think I might have played that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we also, you know what else I played
2000.
that I just have to say? Ski Free. When the Yeti like comes running out and eats you, the abominable snowman. We played a lot of that. But yeah, so I think like I played some console games for a period there, and there was a while where I didn't game quite as much and I was more into books. And then in like basically like 2004, middle of high school, I stopped reading quite as much as I was, and I really got into video games because I had been playing EverQuest. I started playing Star Wars Galaxies, which, oh man, that was painful with my like really crappy internet connection because there was a lot of people playing Star Wars Galaxies. Just like it took so long to get out of the starting zone because it was so highly populated, and like I would just crash, and then I'd like log back on, I'd move a few more steps and I'd crash.
Okay.
I just had to get out of like Mos Eisley and get into the deserts of Tatooine and I'd be fine. But it took a while. Anyway, so yeah, I was doing that, and then I was playing like Sims 2 and just getting really into that world. And then Sims has just like carried on throughout my life, and as it like gets new additions and new expansions, I pretty much get them and then I'll spend like a weekend of hardcore playing it. But there was a really good chunk of years of my life where all I did in life was play World of Warcraft.
Okay.
I was highly addicted to, like, I would play World of Warcraft on a weekend. I would play for like 12 hours straight.
So it's like the guild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had two friends, and we had our little like party together. We would make guilds and get people to sign the petition because you need 10 people to sign it to form a guild, and then we'd kick them out. So it was just us three. And then we would just go and like play, and it was amazing. We would play every day. As soon as everyone was out of school, off work, etc., we would log on, and that was my life for several years. Yeah. And that brings us to today.
Yeah. I played a little bit of like Dead Space, which is probably one of the only horror games I played. But I like really looked into it, and I was like, this is so cool. Like all these like triggered events and like blah, like I was like, that was like in high school. And then I had like a big desert period until like the last 5 years or so where I wasn't playing very many games at all. I didn't have like a console or anything. So, which was sad. It was a sad part of my life.
That is sad. I mean, if you're a console gamer.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to remember if I played any games, though, and I don't think I was playing any games, really. So it's like, other than maybe some, like, iPhone games every once in a while or something, but...
Yeah, that's fair. I go through waves, especially, like, in recent years, just because there's so many other things going on that... And I'll get really into reading, and then I won't have as much time, and... Yeah.
But, yeah, let's talk about some recent games we've been playing.
Yeah. Okay, so, do you want to start? Because I just did a pretty big ramble there.
Okay. I'm debating. I have two games I want to talk about. Debating which one. I'm going to say Journey.
Okay.
Have you played Journey?
I personally have not played it, but I've watched some people play it on the YouTubes.
I think it came out for PS3 or even 2. It's actually a pretty old game. Well, it's like 5 years old now, but people are still playing it. And I heard about it like since it came out, and I wanted to play it. I didn't have a PS for a long time because my husband had a Xbox, and when Xbox when it was going on to the Xbox One and PS4 generation, I was like, we have to get a PlayStation. Like, I want a PlayStation because like they're actually like, I was arguing because he had to get like 3 different Xbox 360s because those things just like fall apart. I'm like, they're just like hardware is a pile of crap. Like, let's get a PlayStation which lasts forever. You know? So, and I convinced him, and then I finally was able to download it. Last like 2 months ago, I finally downloaded it, and
nice.
I played through the entire game, and then I played through the last level like 6 times in a row, just so like I could like go with other players to like the ending, and it was like so beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's amazing.
Like it just looks so cool.
It's gorgeous, and it's this is something I've heard. There's this woman that was working for this. They call it augmented reality company. It was really mixed reality. Called Magic Leap. They're still putting out software, whatever. But anyway, her name is Alicia Naples, and I went to this talk that she was doing where she was talking about the importance of kind of like mindful design in this like new future of we're starting to do VR and we're starting to do augmented reality and all this stuff. Like this will eventually be a part of our everyday lives. And she was kind of talking about how it's an excellent talk, and I know it's online somewhere if you want to look it up. But she was talking about like the people that invented cars wouldn't have expected us in 100 years to be jam-packed traffic in every major city of the world kind of a thing. So it's like if you start in a more mindful place when maybe you like thinking about technology for the first time, then maybe you can move it in a more mindful direction. So like thinking about how that might be, you know, the ramifications of making everything like ads popping up everywhere and everything's irritating and like blinking in your face. Like if you actually think about like how humans communicate and how humans like interact with the world and be more mindful about it, you can actually make an experience and like guide that experience right now. It's really important.
That's awesome.
Oh, so good. And she was talking about Journey during our talk, and she was actually getting teary-eyed because she had such a powerful experience with that game.
Dang.
Because you don't talk to the other person, you're just interacting with them. The only way you can interact with them is by just making this like, you get like a music tone, like a little like sing that you can do, and it's yours, and you can only talk to each other through that. So that the person I could be playing with might be somewhere else in the world and I would never know, but you're like going through this experience with somebody, and it's regardless of language, regardless of like any, who knows who you could be playing with, but you're like have such a powerful like belonging like experience with this other person.
That's awesome.
I know. So it's just like, and I just like saw that and I was just like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, why is there only like one game that's like this? Yeah.
That's awesome. You're like making me feel inspired here. I don't even know what about. I'm just feeling generally inspired.
That's why I want to get into like doing VR design and augmented reality design and all this stuff. It's just a hard field to get into right now. So I'm just looking for the opportunities, you know.
I mean, moonshot goals.
Right?
Yep.
I've been trying to like network with people in the community, and I feel like I just put my foot in my mouth literally every time. And I'm just like, I like start getting anxiety about thinking about trying to network with people because I just had some like experiences that just make me feel like such an idiot.
Oh no. Well, we should do an episode on networking.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
We should.
I feel like you just like got anxious as I said that.
Yeah, but it's good. Like I have my own ways of networking now and kind of thing that I feel more comfortable with. So
I feel like that's a good topic.
Yeah. I have another game, but let's go to one of yours and then.
Okay. Well, I will say that the main one I wanted to talk about now is one that I actually just started playing last night.
Oh.
Yeah, for the podcast. I was doing some research. So Jess plays Guild Wars 2. And
I've heard a lot about this. Yeah.
She plays a lot of it. I feel there's so many times where I message her and I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And she's just like, GS2. Or not GS2, GW2.
Oh, no.
I just messed up the whole joke.
She's going to be so mad at you now.
I know. I'll get a breakup text. Oh, no. Please don't. Anyway, so yeah, she plays a ton of Guild Wars 2. And the more she was telling me about it, the more interested I was getting in it. And I just it's one of those things that I've always liked is if you're in a relationship and you're able to play games together.
Yes. That's something I want to talk about at part 2 or whatever. Yeah.
It's like life goals. And especially MMOs, because it's just so fun to me. And so the more I was hearing about this from Jess, the more I wanted to play it. So finally, I decided that now I'm feeling a lot less stressed and I have some extra time. I was going to do it. So I made my character, and we ended up playing until about like 3 a.m. last night. Just kind of figuring things out and doing some starting zone stuff. So I'm level 7 or 8 now.
Nice.
And I am loving it. I made the race, I think it's called the Sora, and they're the short. Okay, fun fact, whenever you get to pick different races, I always go for the short race because I'm very short and I just identify closer with the short races.
Sure.
And if they don't have a short race option, which is what was the case for World of Warcraft before the goblins, which that took forever, by the way. I was saying for so long that they should have the goblins be a horde race. Anyway, it happened eventually. I was very happy. But before that, they had no short race options if you wanted to play on the Horde. So I just decided to go for the biggest one. Like, that's my fallback. If I can't go for a short race, I'm just going to be a giant. And then I like that. Yeah, I was a Tauren, which is like a cow human. But yeah, so it's this short race, and they're super smart and like build all kinds of amazing engineering and stuff.
I feel like that's a common thing, which I appreciate.
Yeah, sort of gnomish like. Yeah. And yeah, I'm having a good time.
Nice.
Having a good time.
Nice.
My character's name is Lol Fizz Pixel.
Lol.
First name Lol.
Named
after Data's child. Yes.
I was about to ask. Yeah.
And Fizz Pixel is actually a nod to, I had a gnome fire mage who did engineering and alchemy in World of Warcraft.
Nice.
And I named her Fizz Pixel because she did alchemy and made like fizzy potions, and then Pixel because she was an engineer.
It's a cute name.
I thought it was great. So it's kind of a nod to her. And then also I was feeling into Star Trek stuff, so went for lol.
Yep.
That's my story. And besides Sims, that's really the only game that I'm playing at the moment. So I'm going to let you do your one to wrap it up.
Yeah. This one's pretty short. One thing I'll probably talk about when we do another game one is that I always have one Kickstarter video game that I'm backing for the last like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I just kind of like, or whatever year I had to look it up, that Double Fine did their first one that kind of kicked off all of the people getting like a bunch of funding for gaming. And whenever one finally, it's usually like 2 or 3 years, someone will develop a game and I'll finally get it. And like, it seems like within like a month or two, I'm like, I found a new one, and I'm like getting updates on another new game for another 2 years. But this one I just got, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I finally just started playing it, but it's called Night in the Woods, and it's just by like this illustrator guy that I like, and he like did all the artwork and did a lot of like the wording for it and stuff. I can't remember his name now though.
Okay.
But it's just very cute, and you play a little cat, and it's a little bit angsty in some ways because it's about basically this little cat that she came from like a little small town. She goes to college and she decides to drop out, so she goes back to the little town, and it's about her interacting with her friends that were there and trying to like deal with the emotions of being like, and what do I want to be doing with my life, and moving back with my parents and like all this stuff.
Yeah. And
it's very like cute, and it's very like kind of, you know, hits close to home for a lot of people that are like, you know, when you're later in their 20s looking back on when you're 22 or whatever, and
right.
You know, and it's just like, it's very like the jokes are really cute, and like all the animation is just fun, and some cool like, yeah, it's just a solid little game, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So
that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I already feel kind of into that.
Yep.
Ah, man,
it's very just like low key, just kind of playing around. Yeah.
Okay, I will actually say one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's one game that I am thinking about playing, which is a phone game, which Jess told me about / showed me, and I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's basically you get llamas and you can like dress them up with top hats and stuff, and then they can also battle each other.
I want to play that too.
I know, right? Like, that's all you need to know about it.
Yeah, I've played a lot of iPhone games. I'm trying to like look it up right now, but we should
we should wrap this up.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't too bad. We are just over an hour.
Nice work, everyone.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys know the drill. If you are interested in following us here, you can. Oh, Adrienne.
Is any of those?
I don't think it's any of those.
Okay.
I want to say it was something like Llama Apocalypse or something.
Llama Apocalypse.
But I could be totally wrong with that.
I hope it's like just, you know, like llama battle, and you were like Llama Apocalypse, you know.
I feel like it was one word that had llama involved.
We'll find it.
Or I can just ask Jess and then, excitedly announce it next time. Anyway, you guys can follow us on iTunes if you would like to subscribe. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, in which you can listen to the podcast and also make your eyes happy by focusing them on some of Adrienne's adorable artwork. If you would be so kind as to leave us a rating or review on iTunes, hit the like button, leave us a comment on YouTube. We would love to get that feedback and just know what you're enjoying and what you might want us to add into the mix and blah, blah, blah. You can also find us on social media. You know, at this point, I'm not even going to go through the list because I feel like it's really long and annoying. Just search for Marshmallow Mimosa. We're on Twitter and we're on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're also on Snapchat, sort of, but...
sort of.
We posted one thing a while back, and that was really cool. You can find us at marshmallowandmimosa.com, and you can email us at marshmallowandmimosa@gmail.com.
I've learned that there's a lot of llama games out there.
That's great.
It might be like an Android game. So
That makes it actually, I think it is.
fine. Whatever.
I just assumed it was for both. But in any case, it makes my heart happy to know that there's a lot of llama games in the world.
Yeah.
So everyone has options. Yeah, let us know what you guys are thinking about this. Be sure to enter the giveaways because book bath boxes, always a good time.
We want all feedback. Please give us feedback.
Yeah. and if you do so through Patreon, you can get some cool stuff. There you go. All right. Well, this was fun chatting about the video games.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some lunch now.
Yeah,
All you marshmallows do that, no matter what time of day it is.
Yeah, my stomach is ready, and we keep saying marshmallows, and I want to eat all the marshmallows. So, to all you marshmallows, nom 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 nom.